about to witness a monumental throwdown.
Welcome everyone to episode 82 of FPL Bros. We're back now. It's been a while, but we are back with a Game 3 preview and looking forward to Game 4. It's your boy Kudjo and it's Jamie. How you doing, Jamie?
All good, man. How are you?
High five.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
Okay, we will start by looking at our Game Week 3 scores. So I got 59 points, and I think it was mainly down to my Man United boys, Fernandes and Rashford. Got 19 points between them. Foden did okay for me. Even though he didn't start, he still chipped in with 4 points. And I took a punt on Nicholas Jackson. I took out Watkins for him. Watkins got 5 points, Nicholas Jackson got 7. So I'm up on that, which isn't too bad. I did have a Kanji, but apparently he was ill, so he didn't play. And Gabriel was supposed to come on for him, but he didn't play either. So I got Cabral. for 1 point. I'm one of those people who was still stuck with Gabriel. I know you actually sent something in our group chat about him not travelling. But when I saw it, I was thinking Martinelli for some reason. I just saw Gabriel and I just thought Martinelli.
Wait, do you have Martinelli in your team?
No. Because I thought you were talking about Martinelli. I thought, well, this doesn't apply to me because I don't have Martinelli. Right? Because in other words, I didn't pay attention to what you put in. Anyway, 59 points is what I got, and I'm up to 370,000 and from 1 million odd. So I'm happy with that.
Well, I didn't do as well as you. I got a mere 55, but I'll take it. I've been slugging my way through the first 3 game weeks. It seems like every player I picked doesn't know how to find the back of the net. I was propped up by the Rashford and Fernandes results and Saka's penalty, but everything else was looking pretty abysmal. My team feels very templatey, and I'm considering a wild card to change things up because I've been following a lot of people on Twitter, and now I feel like I'm just one of the clones. I'm going to go. I feel like I need to go a bit AWOL. AWOL is where I start getting some good points. So I'm not sure if it's too early to go crazy, but I feel like I want to go crazy.
I don't know. I mean, it's not disastrous, put it that way. I for example, the guy who won last season, at Game Week 3, he was at 2.9 million. That was his rank.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need to change a team, by all means change it, but don't necessarily do it because of your rank. If you know you've got some people who are people who are definitely gonna bang, then that's why I would do it. But yeah, anyway, I think the average anyway was 44, so that's decent enough. Okay.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
Moving swiftly on, obviously there is a lot of talk about Chelsea, there's a lot of talk about Spurs. Obviously, a few months ago, towards the end of last season, nobody was talking about either of those two teams. But now, a lot of people are convinced that they've seen enough to start leaping on their assets. They've got some new players. They've both got new managers. What do you think? Is there anything that excites you about either team at the moment?
I can't lie. Neither team moves me. And I know that sounds a bit nuts. I think what I like to do is, I know that, especially with football, I don't know, especially with this early on in the season, I like to kind of think of what was my opinion of the team before the first game week kicked off, and how has my opinion changed. And my opinions of the teams were Tottenham could look quite spicy going forward. No Harry Kane, but I feel like that could make other players shine, and that be more like goals by committee. And then Chelsea, I just thought that is just a dumpster fire, and I still do. I still think it's a dumpster fire. And I think, yes, you might find a couple gems. I'm not swayed by this Jackson fella, because I just don't think he's got the history to back up that he's going to come out prolifically. I don't know how many times a player has come into the league from another league where he wasn't really scoring to come here and then hope to pull out 20 leagues out of his bum, 20 league goals out of his bum. I just don't see it. But I mean, he's got support. I'm not there yet. I'm not on the Chelsea boat, nor am I on the Spurs boat. I did have Maddison and I transferred him out this week, so I'm feeling kind of bitter. I think I'm probably going to do that thing where you transfer them straight back in again. The next game week after they score a hat load of points, only for them to blank.
Yeah, it's a difficult one.
Difficult.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of seasoned FPL managers say sometimes when you make a mistake, the best thing to do is correct it. There's no shame in that. If anything, not wanting to correct your mistakes and doubling down could be just as bad. But it's easy for me to say that because I didn't do that. But carry on by all means.
Yeah, so I think player picks would be obviously Maddison, because I think anything good would only come from him, and I think he was a steal when they bought him. I thought that was a fantastic choice, and it seems like this Postecoglou guy likes to attack through the like the what do you call it, like the middle thirds, if you like. You know what I mean? Like just in the half spaces between the wing back and the striker, which is where Maddison likes to hang about most of his time.
Yeah,
and then I think he's an attacking manager also. Then I think going on to the Blues, I would say Chilwell, because he seems nailed on. He seems like he's what's the word? He's Pochettino's guy. Pochettino likes his wing backs, and he attacks a lot with his wing backs. And both left and right look like they were basically wingers for most of the games that I've seen of Chelsea. So if you've got a defender who's acting like a winger, any attacking points, I saw him basically go one-on-one with the keeper and decide to try and pass it. So hopefully next time he does that, he tries to score it.
Yeah, you and everybody else who had him in there.
Wait, why did he square it?
I don't know. And the thing is, sometimes you're in a team to help out your striker, but if I remember correctly, there were two defenders between Chilwell and the striker.
Exactly.
The easiest option would have been to shoot. It's not just a case of I'm not a striker, I better pass it to a striker. No, you were actually the best player. Anyway, plenty of people have legislated this since it happened, so I'm not going to add to that.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
Yeah, I have taken the leap of faith with Jackson, but I kind of take on board what you're saying. The reason I went for him is because I thought he looked good in pre-season. He looked like a baller, and it looks very difficult to get the ball off of him. But as you said, it doesn't really matter whether you can do all of that or not. What matters is that you're supposed to put the ball in the back of the net, especially when you're a striker. Kind of important. So I'm just hoping that the promise he's showing, he's getting big chances. I just hope he learns to put them away a lot quicker than, say, somebody like Nunes, who I also had when he first came into the league, and also had me going nuts. Because I'm like, he's getting lots of chances. He's going to score them. Anyway, plus, like you said, Chelsea, well, I don't know if you said it. No, you said it about Spurs. But Chelsea's essentially an attacking team. Pochettino likes to team to attack. He likes the 4-3-3, which is essentially an attacking lineup. And that's always been the thing. And there's good players at Chelsea, good creative players. So, something ought to come from that. And the final reason I went with Jackson is because of the fixtures. They're looking pretty good. If I just bring them up here. So basically, Chelsea have got Forest, Bournemouth, Villa, where I think they can score, Fulham, and Burnley in the next 5. And then it's Arsenal at home. But so there's goals. There's goals in their next 5 games. I felt that was too good a chance to pass up, basically. Yeah, you're right about Chilwell. You're right about Maddison as well. He takes all the set pieces. He's often them furthest up the pitch of all Spurs attackers, further up than Richarlison, Kulusevski, and so on. And, only good things can come from that, basically. They don't mind having him in the box, and they don't mind having him shoot. So I think anything that's going to happen at Spurs, he will be involved somehow. If he's not getting on the end of chances, he's creating them. Apparently, Udogie is also the guy. Although I was always under the impression that he wasn't going to keep that place. But it looks like it for the time being. I know Davis plays at left back. Perisic used to. I don't know if he's still going to do that. They do have Sessegnon as well, although I think he's injured at the moment. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Maybe he's going to keep his place. But yeah, apparently Maddison, a lot of people are very excited about him, and I'm probably going to bring him to my team. Sterling has also been causing a lot of ruckus lately. But the thing is, I think that Luton game was too good to be true. I don't know about Sterling. He's not looked like himself for a long time. And even though I just said Chelsea are an attacking team and an attacking manager, it still seems a bit risky. That 19-pointer just seems too good to be true. So I'm not entirely sure about him, but I'm sure about Jackson. I'm not entirely sure about either of them, but I'm sure about Jackson than I am about Sterling. So put it that way. Plus, apparently Chelsea are in to sign Cole Palmer, who also plays on the right. So if that happens, only God knows how much game time Sterling's actually going to see. So that's my analysis on that.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
Okay, picks for Game Week 4.
Game Week 4. Yeah, I'm going to go for 2 strikers. I think I'm going to pick Brentford's Wisa. I think he's a solid pick. He's got just as many points as Mbuemo, who literally everybody seems to have in their team. But he's not on pens or anything like that, but he just seems to get on the end of things. And Brentford have a knack for putting balls on sixpences for their striker, like Tony last season. So, and he seems to stay playing through the middle when they go with the 3 at the front formation. So I think he'll be a great pick. Brentford have got some favourable fixtures coming up over the next few weeks, barring Newcastle. I think but all the other game weeks between now and for the next 4 weeks are green. So the other 3 are green, I think. My other player that I'm thinking about is Antonio, because he likes to get on the end of crosses, and they've just signed a cross merchant in James Ward-Prowse, who looked like he was ready to get busy last game week.
West Ham's Antonio.
West Ham, sorry. Yeah, West Ham's Antonio. I should have specified. But because they've got James Ward-Prowse on set pieces who could really put a ball in an area. And I think Antonio's big and can attack the ball very well. So, I think he's someone I can pick to get some extra points if you're looking for a differential.
I definitely agree with Wissa. I mean, him and Mbuemo, there's not really much between the two. And James Ward-Prowse looks like he's finally fulfilling his potential, which can only help everybody at West Ham and Antonio. Okay, so my picks, obviously Maddison. I've already explained why he's so good. I also like the look of Musa. Is it Musa Diaby? Is this first name Musa?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Yeah, at Aston Villa. He just looks really good. And I think that Villa look like they're scoring. They look like they're scoring every game, and he's usually involved in that as well. So anybody who's got him, I think he's a hold, definitely. And my final pick, a little bit left field, is Martinelli. People apparently been losing patience with the guy, but I think they're wrong to. I think the return of Jesus is going to help him out, even though you mentioned that Jesus is probably going to be in the Champions League squad rather than the Premier League squad. But still, I mean, his numbers haven't been fantastic, but I don't think he's lost it overnight. And I think people just have to be patient. And I think, for example, he can easily get something out of a Man United game, because he has done before. And and I think over the next 3 or 4 game weeks, you are going to see points from him, basically. So he's a whole, most definitely. That's how I see it anyway.
No, I agree with you. I think not even with just Jesus, but over the past few game weeks, Martinelli looks like it's not that he's stopped getting chances. He's had all the chances. It's just that he's kind of been unlucky or a bit off the pace. But so he's only going to get more and more up to speed with the games as they come by. And an interesting player that has changed the way he plays a little bit is Declan Rice, because Declan Rice is fantastic at those long switches, and Martinelli eats them up. He's got a great first touch, and he likes taking it on the run as well. So Declan Rice is always looking to the wings for Saka and Martinelli, and if he can catch Martinelli isolated with one defender, you know what he can do.
Yeah, but see, there you go. You've got it from the horse's mouth. Yeah, it's all about. It's a plethora of midfielders at the moment, so we're going to help you narrow it down. And Martinelli's not someone who should be overlooked. Fantastic.
You're all about to witness a monumental throwdown.
All right, thanks very much for joining me on the call. I know we've had our problems, but I appreciate you time for this. If you're listening on YouTube, please hit like and subscribe and help out the channel. And finally, I just want to remind everybody that we have prizes now. So if you're in any of the FPL Bros leagues, there's stuff to win if you do well. Yeah, we've got the merch, we've got the FPL Bros merch. They're all wearing it. Yeah, they're all after it. It's what everybody wants. So put in a good performance. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. Okay, we make it worth your while. So having said that, it's time to sign off. Thanks again, Jamie. And all that's left for me to say is goodbye. Goodbye from me.
Bye from me.